about Mitch Georgiades, how that played out.
He's quad training on Wednesday. So quite a simple, nothing too serious, but enough that's going to keep him out for this week and possibly next week.
Did that make your decision with Marshall an easier one?
We didn't have to make a decision, which was easy. So, as you said, it does make it a little bit easier. But we're lucky we've got a player who's got real quality available to come in.
Mitch's probably been just about your most informed forward over the last month or so. How big a blow is he?
Yeah, I think that absolutely no doubt that he's been in really good form and he's kicked a lot of goals for us. So yeah, he's a big blow. But as I said, we're lucky we've got Todd available to come back into the side. So I think the makeup of the team looks pretty similar, albeit there's one different person.
So sort of 1 to 2, not finals type.
No. Look, injuries always get you in trouble, but I suspect 1, maybe 2.
How's he feeling about it, given he had such momentum?
No one's ever happy about injury, obviously, and no player, particularly when they're in, as you said, in really good form. And as a team, we've been playing pretty well too. So he's mindful of maintaining his form.
We've seen, Ivan's injury open the door for Jordan to come and play some really good football. Do you think that could potentially do the same for Todd?
Well, I think that's ideally what would happen is Todd would come in and find his best form after 3 or 4 weeks out, and that would even make us even happier if we can have Todd in really good form and Mitch also available to come back in really good form.
How do you assess Todd's form before he went out?
Todd's form's been a little up and down for him. His performance hasn't been at the level he would probably have liked it to have been at, but he also plays a very valuable role for us. So it's easy to look at key forwards and just look at the goals they kick, I reckon, sometimes. I think the reality is you've got to look at more than that. I've said this about Charlie, and I'll say the same thing about Todd. That they bring more to the team than just goals on the scoreboard, which we also like.
Can you let Sweet just go at Gordon, or do you do the things you've done in the past and have everyone else get involved?
No. Look, we've seen the way those things play out now. That they're overplayed by everyone in the media. I think the reality is Max is a very good player, but Jordan's in very good form. So it's a great challenge for him on his own to take on Max head to head and see what his progress has been like this year.
It's hard to get a read on Melbourne's form this year.
It's like the competition. I mean, it's so even, it's so up and down. I mean, Melbourne only just lost, and last week they got beat pretty easy, but the week before they played really well. And this competition's so tight, so tough. We expect their best. Melbourne at the MCG is not going to be easy.
Good opportunity to play at the MCG before finals.
Yeah, any opportunity you get to play at the MCG is good because as an interstate team, you don't get necessarily to play there that often. But we've had this, I think, our 3rd game this year, so we're comfortable to play anywhere. It doesn't really worry us.
Do you have to be wary of any complacency when you have a win that big against a side as good as the Swans? Do you have to be wary this week, make sure that?
No, I don't think so. I think as I said last week, we'd had one of those games go against us not that long back too. So we know how up and down you can be in form. We've only got to look at the ladder. To worry about complacency would be foolish by anyone to think that would be on our mind.
Do you have to manage expectations almost of how a game might play out when everything goes right for you? Do you have to say probably not going to happen again this week, so roll up your sleeve?
Yeah, we're pretty consistent in the way we approach things, so we don't expect the game to play out like it did last week. As I said, when we lost a game like that, we didn't expect it to happen either. So we go into every game knowing that your best is required and it's probably going to go to the wire.
Just to go back on that result of last week, which is one that's an extraordinary one. How the players handled that in the sense of that issue of complacency or getting ahead of yourself?
As I said, they've only got to look at the competition and the ladder and be respectful. Every team's had that game happen to them at some point, and luckily for us, last week we were the ones who were delivering the result, and unfortunately, as I said a few weeks back, we were the ones copying the result. So complacency doesn't get in AFL players' heads. It's just so hard a competition. They don't get fooled by one result 1 week to the next.
Summer a forward man?
He may be, but we know he can play back as well. So, look, I think it's pretty clear that the last couple of weeks he's been good there for us, and we've lost Mitch. Todd coming back in, I think we'll be pretty much similar up front.
Pretty happy with how the defence is going without him?
I think we're pretty happy collectively how the team's been playing. So, but again, we've got to stay in that space. You don't tamper with it too much if it's going okay, and that's always been the way I've viewed things. If the team's playing pretty well, there's something working well in those areas, so we leave them alone as much as we can. Injuries aside, you tend to let people go again.
What do you think's been key to your contested numbers going through the work in the last 6 weeks?
Oh no, look, there's just lots of things that go into a game of football, and form can be down a little, form can be really good. You know, the contest is a key part of everyone's game. For us, you know, just halving some battles is really important, and you gain a bit of confidence, and then it becomes, you know, you're a quarter of a step quicker than you were perhaps, and that gets you onto the ball a little bit quicker. But I think ultimately, you know, you're a bit stronger over the footy, and that helps. You know, and I think people like Ollie and Drewy have been really good for us in those areas, and that they put a big body over the ball, and that helps.
Ken, this might be your last trip to the MCG before what do you have to get out of learning about the venue and what you gain?
No, look, not much. We've been there enough. We've played there enough. We know enough about. We play in all grounds. You know, we've got other grounds that we play on every week. That we just have to learn how to play anywhere, anytime, and that's pretty much what we've done. We've always travelled pretty well. It's another opportunity for us to travel and win, and that's what makes the season really strong at the end. The more away wins you can get are really important.
Is the Dan Houston constant narrative, is that becoming a distraction?
No, we've all handled it. Dan's handled it. We've handled it. We've been open. We've been honest with it. So we just move on and play on. And Dan's playing pretty good form. I think he looks pretty happy to me.
So nothing's changed. You're still expecting to be here next year?
Yeah. He's contracted. He's contracted. He's part of the leadership group. I'll just repeat what I said a few weeks back. Contracted, part of the leadership group. Looks pretty happy to me. He's playing great form. He's in great touch.
What's your reaction to the fixture getting the Sunday twilight, finishing around 24? Does it point to your favour?
I don't know. I'm not sure how it works, but we play when we're told to play, and we're happy to play.
But is it good that you then get to know exactly what the equation is when it comes to?
No, I don't think so, Rich. I mean, it's just we've got to play, and we just got to play the 24th round, and we've got to win that game if we possibly can. But we've got to concentrate on this one first.